Today in Madden 23, I am going to be playing all 6 of the wild card games that will be happening this weekend in the NFL. But in this video, we are going to score a touchdown with all 12 of the teams that are going to be playing in the wild card round. As soon as we do the Seahawks, we'll flip over to the 49ers. I'm going to give you guys my prediction for every single game. And in the comments down below, I want to hear your guys' predictions for all of these games. Who's taking this one? I got to go with the 49ers here. I think the 49ers are definitely the better team. I would say this is a great story for Seattle, though. Russell Wilson leaves the team. A lot of people, including me, I thought Seattle wasn't going to be very good this year. With Kenneth Walker becoming a star at the running back position, you have Geno Smith, biggest surprise story of the entire year. Cannot believe how good Geno played. From a career backup to being one of the best in the entire league this year. And you got to give credit to the defense, too. They played well, and obviously, you got to give a lot of credit to Pete Carroll. After losing your superstar quarterback in the offseason, you guys did not miss a beat, really. You got better from last year, because last year with Russ, they didn't make the playoffs. And now this year with DK Metcalf, they're scoring a touchdown against the 49ers. It is a feel-good story for Seattle, and they're only going to get better with all the draft capital they got from the Russell Wilson trade. They're going to go into the draft. They're going to build this team. So I think next year the Seattle could be in play for a deeper playoff run. But this team we're using now, the San Francisco 49ers, they are poised to make a playoff push towards the Super Bowl. In my opinion, best team in the NFC right now, right with the Eagles. If the NFC Championship is in Philadelphia, Eagles, 49ers, I think I'm barely going to go with the 49ers. They're two very close teams, but I think them two are the favorites here. But talk about storylines. Seattle definitely has storylines, but so does the 49ers. Let's just go through a couple. The most obvious one, you start the season with Trey Lance, thinking he's going to be the future. He unfortunately gets injured. Then you go back to Jimmy G. He looks pretty solid. Jimmy G knows how to run a team like the San Francisco 49ers and make a deep playoff push. They've made it to the Super Bowl with him, another NFC championship, and then he gets injured, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, I never heard of him. I don't watch a lot of college football. I'm sure some people that watch college football didn't really know about Brock Purdy either. And then he gets drafted last in the entire NFL draft, Mr. Irrelevant, and now they're probably one of the top 2 favorites in the NFC. And you look at the field, I mean, you see Deebo Samuel X-Factored. He's going to be fully healthy for the playoffs, hopefully. George Kittle has been a man on a mission. He has been scoring a ton of touchdowns since Brock Purdy has become the starting quarterback for the 49ers. He's looking like a top 2, top 3 tight end again. And then obviously, the biggest addition for the San Francisco 49ers midseason, I don't think they've lost a game where Christian McCaffrey was like the main starter the entire game. I think they lost to the Chiefs the day they got Christian McCaffrey or the week they got CMC, but he barely played that week. After that, I don't think they've lost a game with CMC. And I'm obviously talking a lot about the offense, but you can't forget the defense. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, those guys are coming to play. Nick Bosa is probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year, but we go to the end zone in San Francisco, and we kick off Wild Card Weekend with a George Kittle touchdown, and he drops the mic. This game, though, I think I'm very excited for this game. This is my most anticipated game of the entire weekend because I honestly don't know who's going to win. I'm personally going to go Chargers here in the Chargers game versus the Jaguars, but it's going to be extremely close. Either of these teams could win. I wouldn't be surprised. The entire AFC this year is filled with the young quarterbacks. I think Mahomes is the oldest quarterback in the AFC side of the playoffs at 27 years old. That's ridiculous. We have a ton of great young quarterbacks that are going to be the next era of like the Bradys, the Aaron Rodgers, the Peyton Mannings, the Russell Wilsons, those type of guys. Justin Herbert, Mahomes. We have such a bright future. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, so many good guys. But I am super excited for this game because Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence are just unreal quarterbacks. I'm talking so much, I'm not even focusing on what's happening in this game. We got to pick up this first down. That's the most important thing. And when you have a guy like Justin Herbert and hopefully Mike Williams, you'll see he'll make the catch right there. I hope Mike Williams is going to play. I don't know what Brandon Staley's doing. I'm not a coach in the NFL. And even I know if you have nothing to play for, you just rest your players. Going into the playoffs next week, why would you put Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, all these guys in harm's way? Am I going to get picked? That was such a stupid throw by me. But we got the ball back at the 19, which is pretty awesome. But like I was saying, why would you put these guys into harm's way when you have nothing to gain and everything to lose? Mike Williams is your top outside wide receiver. He's going to make those big plays down the field. He can stretch the field. He can make those one-handed grabs on the sideline. Just unreal spectacular catches. And if you lose that in what could be a high-scoring game, because the Jags are capable of scoring a lot of points, if they lose and they don't have Mike Williams, that might cost Brandon Staley his job. Well, let's punch this in. Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler was so good this year. Super consistent. You know what you're getting from Austin Eckler, and that is touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence time, though, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, from the first pick in the draft last year to winning the AFC South. Now, granted, that division is not very good. The Titans absolutely choked, and I threw that ball right at Kirk and ETN, so I'm not going to make that catch. But I think the Titans lost, what, 7 in a row? If you're a Titans fan, you can let me know in the comments. Feel bad for you guys. Win and get in for the division, though, and they delivered. The defense stood up because Trevor Lawrence, honestly, didn't play a great game. With that scoop and score to take the lead, they're in the playoffs, and like I said, they're capable of scoring points whenever. Get it to Zay Jones. Wow, I stink. How about Zay Jones, though? Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk. These guys were no better than like the number 2 receiver, number 3 option on their respective teams. And then all of a sudden, they all come to Jacksonville and they revitalized their careers. I mean, Christian Kirk was expected. He signed a huge contract in the offseason. But Zay Jones, I think he was on the Raiders last year. He didn't get a lot of playing time, if I remember correctly. But I know Derek Carr did say that he was like one of the best teammates to work with in practice. He was rooting for him. So Zay Jones, awesome to see him doing well. Evan Ingram was on my Giants, and he could not make any catches for us when he was on the Giants. I don't know why. The ball just always came out of this guy's hands. But on this team, he's playing good. And I'm not one of those salty fans that if a player did bad on our team, goes to a different team, and then exceeds expectations and just balls out, I'm going to be mad about it. They just didn't click in our offense. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes players just don't click on certain teams. Could be Zay Jones. Zay Jones! Oh, I thought he was going to get up. I wasn't sure if he got contacted. This would be a good time for one of these new additions this year to make a play. Could it be Christian Kirk? Can I pass lead that? Perfect! Oh, he dropped it. You got to be kidding me, Kirk. Wow. Touchdown in his hands. This time, though. Get it back, Kirk. Oh, and good defense. You got to be kidding. Struggling hard right now for some reason with the Jags. Can we punch it in here? Jamal Agnew, filthy route, filthy play call. And he gets laid out after trying to make the grab. I cannot catch a break. That's the second drop touchdown that we've had. And we get another 4th down. There's no way we turn it over again. Come on. Agnew, same play. Secure it. Secure it. Break a tackle. Jamal Agnew finally in the end zone. Next game up is the Dolphins versus the Bills. Will be the first game on Sunday. And at the time recording this video, we don't know who the starting quarterback for the Dolphins is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be Tua, Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be him. Dislocated pinky, I believe. So a lot of Dolphins quarterbacks that are injured. They're down to their 3rd string quarterback if Tua can't play. And if Tua doesn't play, there's a 0% chance that the Dolphins can beat the Bills. I still think even with Tua, they're not going to beat the Buffalo Bills. But Tyreek Hill, I mean, if he gets open like that a few times here in Buffalo, if he gets 2 or 3 big touchdowns, Jalen Waddle too, anything can happen. It's any given Sunday in the playoffs. Doesn't matter what your record is, any given Sunday. But I definitely think they need Tua to make a play here. As for the Bills, though, they are easily the better team in this game. They got Diggs, Gabe Davis, the better quarterback, obviously, in Josh Allen. They just can't beat themselves, and the Bills will be completely fine here. If they can learn how to run the ball and stay consistent with it, don't put Josh Allen in harm's way. Don't make him do too much. Make sure he doesn't get injured, because if he gets injured, your whole team is done. So you just got to play smart. Don't take too many chances. I think you could probably stop Miami's offense, especially if it's going to be Skylar Thompson that's going to be the starting QB. If it's Skylar Thompson, you just got to play smart. Don't play stupid football. Don't take too many chances. You probably score 20 points against Skylar Thompson with the Bills defense. You probably win. So the Bills just got to play smart. They'll be fine. They can't overlook them, though, because they will get the Bengals, I believe, if the Bengals win in the 1st round, too. So they cannot overlook Miami and go straight to the Cincinnati Bengals, because that's how you lose games, when you overlook teams. But when you have Josh Allen, a gunslinger, hitting Isaiah McKenzie, that's an easy touchdown. And as a Giants fan, I cannot wait to see what happens here. Vikings, Giants, wild card round. We saw it 2 weeks ago. Was a great game, or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. I think it was week 16. Great game. Came down to a last-second field goal by Greg Joseph for the Vikings to take it. Now, what I'm going to say is, almost everybody is picking the Giants to win this game, which normally isn't a good thing. When everybody picks a team to win, normally results in the other side winning. Even though the Vikings are at home, they easily have the better record here. So everybody's picking the Giants. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because primetime Kirk and the game's at 4:30. So everybody's picking the Giants. I don't know if I like that. I'd rather the Giants have like a 20% chance to win, and that's when they win. When there's pressure on Kirk Cousins, that's when he's going to choke. Because if everybody's picking the Giants to win, then there's no pressure on Kirk Cousins. He just has to do his thing. He can go out there and play free. When he's expected to win, there's going to be some pressure. And I do think they have a really good chance to actually win, too. It's not just picking it for no reason, like they have no chance. Like if they were playing the 49ers, I would say the Giants have absolutely no chance to win this game. But against the Vikings, I do think they have a very good shot. And a lot of people agree. Oh, and I got leveled. If Kenny Golladay could show up in this game, that would be huge. We signed him as our biggest wide receiver acquisition in the last few years. So if he would like to make a play or two in this game when we need him most, that would be great. Just like that. Just like that, Kenny Golladay. You got a touchdown against the Eagles last week. Can you do it again? And I am a little torn here because Justin Jefferson is by far my favorite player to watch in the NFL. Was my first pick in fantasy. Was gritty in all year. Big fan of Justin Jefferson. So for me to have to root against him, not one of the things I'm looking forward to, but it is what it is. Giants got to take the win. If Jefferson could have a great game and the Giants win, that's fine with me. But I don't want to see a lot of gritties on Sunday. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not going to throw this one to Jefferson because I feel like if I do it in Madden here, it's going to actually happen in the game. Never mind. I got to do it anyway. He was wide open. I got to hit a gritty. I don't want to throw it to him because I don't want to see this on Sunday. I don't want to see it on Sunday, so I don't want to see it in this video. Sunday Night Football, we are getting Ravens, Bengals again. Third time this year because obviously they're in the same division. I actually heard that this year is the first year in playoff history where every single matchup in the first round of the playoffs actually happened at some point this season. That's kind of crazy. And like I said about Tua with the Dolphins game, at the time recording, I have no idea who's going to be the quarterback for this Ravens team in this game. I would imagine it's going to be Lamar, but he might fight out for the contract as we get picked. He might want to sit out. He might not want to risk getting injured and losing that money in the offseason. The Ravens didn't pay him, and now that might be out of luck. They might not have a quarterback for this game. I don't know what Lamar does, honestly. Really have no clue. And without Lamar, they have no chance. I think even with Lamar, the Ravens don't really have a chance. The Bengals might be the most well put together football team besides the 49ers, in my opinion. And maybe even better than the 49ers because they have Joe Burrow. I mean, Brock Purdy's playing great, but I think everybody would agree he's not Joe Burrow. And can we hit this deep shot? Oh, and it's broken up at the last second. I don't think the Ravens have the firepower to keep up with the Bengals anyway. They'd have to keep the run game going. I mean, that could work. They have a pretty good run game, but the only decent receiver they have is the tight end, Mark Andrews. Other than that, I mean, Deshaun Jackson and Marcus Robinson's actually been playing pretty good for them. Sammy Watkins, I believe, is on this team now. But, like, I don't understand what they're thinking they're doing at the wide receiver position. What a throw that was by Lamar, though. Real quick, everyone, before we get back into the video, only about 4% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed. If you're enjoying the content you're seeing, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But let's get back into the video. Isaiah Likely, the other tight end for the Ravens, has actually been playing pretty good. Wow, Lamar has made 2 crazy throws under pressure, basically getting hit and throwing that. But Isaiah Likely, when Mark Andrews was injured, he's played pretty good so far. He might be their second best receiver behind Mark Andrews, honestly. They run this with Lamar. Likely, throw me a block. No, Likely, you gotta throw me a block. Let's see what kind of look we get here. Quick one. DeMarcus Robinson. Good ball by Lamar, and that's a touchdown. Can the Bengals defend the AFC crown from last year, making it to the Super Bowl? That's the question. The AFC is stacked, though, and going forward, it's going to be stacked. We talked about the young quarterbacks before. It could be anybody's AFC, honestly, any year. Whoever does better on that given day in that given game can win, because they all have talent. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, Joe Burrow, Lamar. They all have talent. And Tua, when he's healthy, all those quarterbacks are good. So on any given Sunday, Saturday, whenever they're playing, anybody can win in this game. I got the Bengals winning this one, if you guys couldn't tell already. And then I have the Bengals getting to the AFC Championship game 2 over the Buffalo Bills in round 2. And what's going to probably be the best game in the divisional round. Definitely think that could be the best game of the divisional. We haven't hit Jamar Chase yet, I don't think. He's about to get open. If I could pass him up, okay. That didn't work out the way I wanted, but maybe this time with Jamar Chase. He's going to be one-on-one. You're going to leave Jamar Chase one-on-one? That's a mistake just waiting to happen. Jamar Chase with a big pickup, about 50 yards or so. You can't leave Jamar Chase one-on-one. What do we think here? See if we can hit him again. Can we get 2 gritties in this video? Oh, just missed him. Hayden Hurst can get open on this crossing route. We'll see. Maybe T. Higgins. Actually, T. Higgins for the touchdown with the Bengals. I have no idea what to say about this game. Final game of Wild Card Weekend is Cowboys at Bucs. Either team could win. I really don't know who's going to win this game. If I'm being completely honest, I'm going to say Tampa Bay because they have the GOAT. Earlier in the season, I definitely would have said Dallas. Easily would have said Dallas, but the defense has started to play worse. Dak is good for like 2 picks every single game. I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys. And if they lose in the first round this year, that's a major disappointment after how the season started for them. The run game, though, they got to lean heavily on the run game. They need Zeke and Pollard to take over. Dak cannot make mistakes. When you play Tom Brady, especially in the playoffs, you cannot make mistakes if you want to win. And there's CeeDee Lamb. If CeeDee Lamb can grab this real quick. Nope, he's guarded, but Michael Gallup underneath, and it's a touchdown for the Cowboys. Bucs have some momentum, though, at the right time. When you get into the playoffs, your record is 0-0. The Cowboys, despite having 4 more wins than the Bucs in the regular season, this is going to be a close game, and whoever shows up this game is going to win it. That's it. And can it be Mike Evans? He's starting to click with Evans, and Mike Evans tries to make the grab there, and he's double teamed. Bucs can't really run the ball, though, so that is definitely a problem. They need to be able to run the ball. If you can't run the ball, I don't know how good you're going to do. If you have to drop back to pass every single time against a guy like Micah Parsons and the D-line of the Cowboys, even if they're not really hot right now, they'll definitely pick it up. For the video, everyone, if you enjoyed, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. In the comments down below, let me know what video, what challenge do you want to see next. Peace.